boy, look by Joe. Me gotta go, hey me oh my oh. Me gotta go and pull the hero and down the bio. Oh my mom, she's the sweetest one.
Welcome to episode 5 from Historical Woodworks. This project is going to take us to a historical landmark in the western part of Albemarle County and in a community known as Meacham's Depot. The house that we're going to is called Fair Hill. It was built by Thomas Woodruff, a renowned master craftsman in Albemarle County during the late part of the 1800s. He built this house in 1897. It burned in the late 1950s or the early part of 1960s, and I've been fortunate over the years to have been employed to do some of the restoration renovation work on this house. They're planning to take this house and turn it into a little rental unit on a temporary basis, sort of like a bed and breakfast. I will be doing some of the furniture in the house this go around, so I just wanted to show it to you, and I hope you enjoy this part of it. Okay, this place is called Fair Hill. Like I say, it was built by Thomas Woodruff, and we're going to go inside and take a peek around to show you some of the neat work in the house here. This is the entry hall of the house. There's a stairway going up to the second floor. You can see some of the burn marks and still left in the riser boards of the stairway. And this is one of the guest rooms. And I am going to be building a headboard for that bed right there. And it's going to be built with some of the materials that came from this house during the restoration renovation process. I'm going to try to match it with this heart pine trim work and doors and floors and what have you in the house. The headboard that I'm going to be building, I don't really have too much to go on or too much to show you as far as blueprints or schematics. This is it. It's going to be 60.5 inches wide, 42 inches tall, and 12 inches deep. And just sort of going to be creative and see if we can sort of match the period of the house with it. Well, I found some of the old pine boards that came from the house. Then I've ripped those down to the width, and the thickness is going to be just about the same. It's going to remain about 1 inch thick, although I am going to plane the rough surface off of it. And those will be incorporated into the headboard. All the components have been cut and planed down. All of them have had their mortises and tenons and what have you cut into them. That's going to be an end piece right there. It's got the little top piece in right there. And those right there are the other end pieces. They will make up the bottom of this one and the other panel for the two ends of the headboard. To be just a little bit different, we're going to take these old boards here that came out of that house, and we're going to plane those down to give the headboard a little bit of an accent. There are 3 different types of boards there. There's one sassafras, there's one piece of old white oak, and there is one piece of red oak. And I'm going to plane those down into little panels, or little boards that'll fit in these end panels, and also fit in the cross pieces of the headboard, which are right there. So let me get to work here. I'll plane those down and get something together, and I'll be back shortly. Well, the two end pieces of the headboard are built. I planed the different pieces of sassafras, red oak and white oak down, put a little bead on them, which is consistent with the wainscoting in the house. The panels are flat because the door panels in the house are flat, and the perimeter, of course, is heart pine. So you have four different species of wood to make up the end boards. But they came out looking pretty good. My next step is going to be to build the actual face of the headboard. Of course, that's going to be 60.5 inches long, and the beaded portion of it is going to be 20 inches tall. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to take these old boards here, which are actually old barn boards from a barn that came off of the property. You can still see they have a little bit of red hue to them, but the whole barn was painted red. We salvaged the lumber out of it, and it's been stored in one of the buildings on the property for a long time. I'm going to take those, I'm going to plane those down into the same thickness as the ones on the end pieces, and then I'm going to mix those species with what's left over from the end boards, which are those pieces right there. All the pieces have been planed down, and you're looking at the face of the headboard. There's plywood panels down there. Of course, will be hidden by the mattress, but the top portion will be above the mattress, and those are the boards that I just planed down and put a bead on it. Looks like you have several different types of wood that came out of those barn boards. You have some sugar pine, and you have some yellow pine, heart pine, some hickory, and some oak. So it's a nice mix of wood, and that should stain up pretty nicely. It has a nice solid heart pine top on it, and it's complete except for the stain and the finish, which I will do right now. Well, I'm back here at the Woodruff house, Bear Hill, and I just wanted to show you the completed headboard. It's been stained and had a coat of varnish put on it, and it's been put into place. And that is it right there. I'll zoom in so you can see it a little better. And that's pretty much it. Made a nice headboard from all lumber that came from this house, and I think it's a nice complement to the room here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Well, goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go, hey, me oh my oh. Me gotta go and pull the pew rope and down the bayou. Oh my Yvonne, she's the sweetest one. Me oh my.